Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Jordan. Today we're going to talk about why I think the CDL next season is going to be awesome. I have 5 reasons, and I think you're going to all agree with me on number 1. But first, we're going to start with number 5. What's your favorite CDL team? Who are you rooting for this year? We have a couple new teams, so let me know in the comments down below. At number 5, I think the reason that CDL is going to be great this year is because competitive actually looks good in Cold War. Although the multiplayer isn't very fun, and I covered that in last week's video, click up here somewhere to go watch that. I've seen lots of scrims, lots of the pros seem to be enjoying it. I'm already having more fun watching it now than I did all last season with Modern Warfare. Also, since COVID, a lot of these events are still going to be online. But the good thing is that they've had so much time to perfect the online format that I think it's going to be a lot smoother than last year. And also there might be the possibility for some in-person LAN events later on in the season if COVID clears up, if we get vaccines, and so on. At number 4, it's the fact that some content creators are now becoming owners or co-owners of lots of these CDL teams. So just recently, Vicstar is a co-owner of the London Royal Ravens, which is exciting because it puts a face to the org. And hopefully it can grow some viewership because we'll have lots of people who are fans of Vicstar who might watch the CDL now because he is a co-owner.
It's rewarding to see content creators earn their piece in esports as well.
It's just good because they can talk to their fans about it and it kind of gives credibility to the CDL, and it'll just hopefully bring in more people all around. Because I know like a lot of teams have like famous people who are investors and stuff, but I don't necessarily know if their audience knows what CDL is, for example. There's also like 2 TikTok stars who are like co-owners, but I think they're more just so investors. I don't actually know if they're gonna like be doing anything. At number 3, there's been the move to 4v4 and PC. Now, I was listening to an Eavesdrop podcast with Hector and Nameless as the guest, and they were kind of saying, wouldn't it be crazy if things went to 4v4, if things went to PC?
I really want it to be 4v4, but I don't want to see a lot of those pros go. Can COD simply, for its entirety in its next 10-year, 20-year future, stay console? I can answer that firmly with an absolute no.
And that's exactly what happened. And it's crazy because for the fans and everything, this is really great because it's the top 1% of the 1%. It sucks that some of the pros, actually quite a few pros, are now going to be in the amateur teams, but it really just is going to bring a huge competition to it now because these are like the best people in the world. All other esports that are big are on PC. It's kind of like CDL is joining the big leagues in a sense where that move to PC puts it in par with all the other esports out there. And of course with them being on PC, as I talked about in a previous video, PC is just much better. I personally don't have one yet, but I've played some Call of Duty on PC. You can see much clearer, you can pause games. Alright, at number 2, since it is 4v4 and a lot of pro players lost their positions on the bench, there are some really, really good amateur teams out there. Even just recently in the Pharaoh Memorial tournament that they just had, I think a couple weeks ago, out of the top 8 teams, 4 of them were not even pro teams. I don't even know if there's necessarily any pro players on them. It's really exciting to see how crazy the competition is going to be in the amateur scene with challenges and everything, and it can really bring a spotlight to some of these amateurs who can become pros. Plus, in the future, in a couple of years, if some more CDL teams start coming in, they can make some really nasty rosters. Alright, now at number 1, the reason that I'm super excited for this year is because we have some nasty rosters and some brand new teams to the CDL. You know what I'm talking about. 100 Thieves back in as the LA Thieves, and OpTic Gaming under HECZ back in as Chicago OpTic. I was listening to the Eavesdrop podcast, again, the same one that I talked about earlier, and Hector just said,
If I would have been able to buy back my old brand, my team would have been known as OpTic Chicago.
And he did it.
Big OpTic hacks here.
How exciting is that? It's just such a great storyline, and that's why I'm so excited because obviously I like OpTic, I like 100 Thieves. Seattle has kind of a nasty roster, and so does Atlanta, of course, with Tiny Terrors plus Arcides in there. Those are my top 5 reasons why I'm very excited for the Cold War CDL season. I hope you guys are excited too. They had a pretty good first year, but of course with the COVID coming in, they had to switch to online and things are a little bit messy. It wasn't as fun. So hopefully things are going to get fixed this year. Hopefully a vaccine comes in. Hopefully we can get some LAN. But regardless, I think it's going to be some great competition. I'm very excited for the season, which I think starts next year, sometime 2021. I don't really know. But I think Cold War is going to be a great competitive game, and I'm excited to see all of this go down. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're excited for the new season, and I'll see you next week. Bye. OpTic's back, baby. I need to get some OpTic stuff. I only have my own branding.